finals. And so I'll leave it there. I mean, I'm just obviously disheartened. I'm a human too. I have a family. I have two kids who are devastated by these comments. And so all I'll say is just, it's obviously been a tough.
What if the biggest star in women's basketball reached a point where walking away seemed like the only option? Imagine becoming the player who fills arenas, attracts millions of new fans, and transforms an entire league, yet still finding yourself at the center of controversy, criticism, and nonstop speculation. Over the past few months, debates surrounding Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever, and the WNBA have dominated headlines and sparked passionate reactions across the sports world. But is there more to the story than most people realize? In today's video, we'll take a closer look at the events, the public reactions, and the reports that have fueled these discussions. We'll separate confirmed facts from speculation, explore why so many fans are talking about the future of one of basketball's brightest stars, and examine what all of this could mean for the WNBA moving forward. Stay with us until the end, because some of the biggest talking points come later in the story, and they might completely change the way you see this situation. For months, many people assumed Caitlin Clark would simply stay patient, embrace every challenge, and quietly accept whatever role came her way. As one of the newest stars in the WNBA, the expectation was that she would learn from veterans, stay out of the spotlight off the court, and wait for her moment. But recent conversations surrounding the league have suggested that the situation may be far more complicated than many expected. Reports and online speculation have fueled discussions about Clark's future with the Indiana Fever, with some claiming she could eventually consider a different path if the current environment doesn't improve. While none of these rumors have been officially confirmed, they have sparked widespread debate among basketball fans and media outlets alike. If there's any truth behind the speculation, it could have significant implications, not only for the Fever, but for the WNBA as a whole. Many fans trace the beginning of this controversy back to Team USA's Olympic roster selection. When the final roster was announced, one of the biggest names in women's basketball was noticeably absent. The decision immediately divided opinions. Some believed the selection committee simply valued experience and established team chemistry ahead of a major international tournament. Others argued that Clark's impact on the game, her popularity, and her outstanding performances made a strong case for her inclusion. Regardless of which side fans supported, one thing was undeniable: the conversation dominated sports headlines. Clark had become one of the most talked-about athletes in basketball, filling arenas, driving television ratings, and bringing a wave of new attention to the league. Seeing her left off the Olympic roster surprised many supporters and raised questions about how decisions were being made. For Clark, the disappointment may have extended beyond simply missing an international opportunity. To many observers, it appeared to send a message that even extraordinary popularity and impressive on-court performances weren't enough to guarantee a place among the sport's biggest stages. Whether that perception was accurate or not, it quickly became one of the most discussed topics of the season. As the WNBA season continued, the spotlight only grew brighter. Every game featuring Clark attracted enormous attention, and with that attention came intense physical defense from opponents. Like many talented rookies adjusting to the professional level, she faced aggressive play, constant pressure, and highly competitive matchups. Several hard fouls became viral moments online, leading to heated debates about whether officials and league leadership were doing enough to protect all players while maintaining fair competition. Instead of fading away, the discussion continued to grow. Every controversial moment added another layer to an already emotional conversation, leaving fans wondering whether the league was fully prepared to handle the attention that its newest superstar had brought. And as the season unfolded, the story became much bigger than basketball. It became a debate about expectations, opportunity, leadership, and the future direction of the WNBA. As the season progressed, the conversation surrounding Caitlin Clark only became more intense. Every nationally televised game seemed to produce another headline, another viral clip, or another debate across social media. While physical basketball has always been part of the sport, many fans felt that Clark was receiving an unusual amount of attention from opposing defenses. Every hard foul, heated exchange, and controversial moment quickly became a trending topic. Those incidents sparked a wider discussion about how the league should respond when one of its most recognizable players becomes the center of constant attention. Some believed the physical play was simply part of professional basketball and that every rookie has to earn respect. Others argued that consistent enforcement of the rules was essential to protect every player, regardless of experience or popularity. The conversation reached another level after WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert addressed the growing rivalry and attention surrounding the league during a television interview. While discussing the increased interest in women's basketball, she compared today's competitive atmosphere to some of the NBA's historic rivalries, suggesting that intense competition can generate excitement and attract more viewers. Her comments immediately sparked mixed reactions. Some people agreed that rivalries have always helped sports grow and create memorable moments. Others felt the discussion should have focused more directly on player safety, sportsmanship, and maintaining a positive environment both on and off the court. The interview quickly became one of the biggest talking points in basketball media. Fans, analysts, and former players all shared different perspectives, showing just how divided public opinion had become. Instead of calming the conversation, the interview seemed to add another layer to an already emotional debate. Throughout all of this, Clark largely avoided adding fuel to the discussion. She continued focusing on basketball, speaking respectfully during interviews, and allowing her performances on the court to do most of the talking. That approach earned praise from many supporters, who admired her professionalism despite the constant media attention. Meanwhile, speculation about her long-term future continued to spread online. Various reports and rumors suggested that Clark could eventually reconsider certain opportunities if she ever felt the environment wasn't right for her development. It's important to note that these claims remain unconfirmed, but they have generated significant conversation among fans who wonder what the future could hold. If nothing else, this situation highlights how much the landscape of women's basketball has changed. Clark's arrival has brought unprecedented attention to the WNBA, creating opportunities for the league while also placing enormous pressure on everyone involved. Every decision, every interview, and every game is now examined more closely than ever before. As the season moved forward, one question continued to dominate conversations. Could the league successfully balance fierce competition, player safety, and the expectations that come with having one of the biggest stars in the sport? That question would only become more important as new developments continued to unfold. As the debate continued, another important issue entered the spotlight: the relationship between established veterans and the league's newest generation of stars. Many longtime fans believed experienced players had earned their place through years of hard work and success. At the same time, newer fans argued that fresh talent deserved the opportunity to help shape the league's future. Those two viewpoints often collided, creating passionate discussions across social media and sports talk shows. One reason these conversations gained so much momentum was Clark's remarkable impact on the game in such a short time. Arena attendance increased, television audiences grew, and merchandise sales reached impressive levels. Even people who had never regularly watched the WNBA suddenly found themselves tuning in to Fever games. Her presence introduced millions of new viewers to women's basketball, making every game feel like a major event. With that level of attention came enormous expectations. Every performance was analyzed, every post-game interview made headlines, and every controversial moment generated countless opinions online. Supporters praised Clark for handling the pressure with maturity, while critics argued that the intense spotlight naturally comes with being one of the league's biggest attractions. Regardless of where people stood, few could deny the influence she had on the sport. As speculation about her future continued, some commentators suggested that maintaining a positive environment around the league should be a top priority. Growing a professional sport requires both healthy competition and mutual respect. Rivalries can attract fans and create unforgettable moments, but many believe they are most effective when the focus remains on basketball rather than controversy. Another topic that kept resurfacing was the long-term direction of the WNBA. The league had entered a period of unprecedented growth, with expanding television coverage, increasing sponsorship opportunities, and record-breaking fan engagement. Many observers viewed this as a turning point that could shape women's basketball for years to come. Because of that, every major decision involving the league's most recognizable players carried even greater significance. Meanwhile, Clark continued letting her game speak louder than the surrounding headlines. She consistently delivered impressive performances, created scoring opportunities for teammates, and showed why so many people consider her one of the brightest young talents in basketball. Rather than responding to every rumor or criticism, she remained focused on improving and helping her team compete. Even so, the online speculation refused to disappear. Every interview, every public appearance, and every league decision seemed to inspire fresh theories about what might happen next. Whether those rumors ultimately prove accurate or not, they demonstrate just how closely fans are following this story. One thing is becoming increasingly clear. This discussion is no longer only about one player. It's about the future of the WNBA, the balance between tradition and change, and how the league can continue building on its incredible momentum. With so many eyes watching, the decisions made over the coming months could influence not only one season, but the next chapter of women's basketball itself. Whether you agree with Caitlin Clark's approach or not, one thing is impossible to ignore. She has become one of the most influential figures in women's basketball today. As the WNBA continues to grow, every major decision, every rivalry, and every headline will shape the league's future. Only time will reveal how this story unfolds, but there's no doubt that basketball fans around the world will be watching closely. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think the league has handled this situation fairly, or could things have been managed differently? Share your thoughts in the comments below, but remember to keep the discussion respectful.